Well, I'm going to begin by asking, because this is like a sort of remake of Swimming Pool, and I was wondering, it's still very unique of its own right, but why did you want to tell this particular story?
I decided to embrace the offer I got from Studio Canal to revisit the Jacques Deray film from 1969 on the ground of my interest in exploring the power of desire and how this invisible force can lead to very visible consequences in life. This is a subject that I'm very interested in general. And I found very cinematic the possibility of a very, what they in French called huis clos, a group of people close to one another. I found that interaction, in a way, a canvas upon which use a lot of visual skills to depict a relationship, which is very interesting to me because, I like the idea that you can make a movie about relationship and that unfolds as a story as well, instead of starting with preordained characters that are bound to act out just what the script says.
And the title comes from a David Hockney painting, is that right?
Of course. It's a big inspiration for us.
So what was it about that painting then that you felt?
First of all, we wanted to think of the movie as from the point of view of the great artistic experiences of the 60s. And the painting of Hockney and the art of Hockney, in my upbringing, has always been a very mysterious depiction of what happens on the surface, what is beneath the surface, what was before the breaking of that surface. So these questions led me to embracing that mental point of view and have the privilege of using the title of such a wonderful masterpiece.
And I felt there was something quite Hitchcockian about this. And I was wondering, do you think that he's just one of those filmmakers that's so ingrained into the kind of fabric of this particular genre that it's kind of difficult not to be influenced by him?
I can speak for myself, and I can tell you that Alfred Hitchcock and Roberto Rossellini are the two pillars of my filmmaking upbringing. I think that Hitchcock is cinema itself.
And just a word on Tilda. I mean, you've obviously collaborated with her a few times now. I mean, she's a wonderful actress. What's she like to work alongside? I mean, there must be a reason why you keep going back to her.
Well, there isn't a reason. There is life, and life led me and Tilda to meet and to become dear friends and great partners. When I say great partners, I mean somebody who loves to plot things to do together, which could be a movie, could be a conversation, a trip. I think it's something. It's a vital necessity that we have to be with one another, and something beautiful.
And what was the idea behind her character not speaking? Was that the idea right from the beginning, or did that kind of manifest over time?
No, at the beginning, the character of Marianne Lane, which in the movie is a legendary rock star, and I hope we pull off well that with the big shot at the beginning. Yeah. In the original script, she was an actress. Oh. And when we approached Tilda to play the role, she said to me, "You know what? I don't want to be an actress because that's not the kind, I don't think it's right. I think it's the music that you should follow the music." And in fact, when we started thinking of Marianne as a rock star, it made completely strong sense because Harry and Marianne, a musical couple, someone who comes from the same business, and he was the mentor of the singer and he was the producer. And then she went one step forward saying, "You know what? I don't want to speak because I want to try to find a different way to articulate my relationship with this flow of words that is Harry."
That's quite interesting. That do you often allow your actors to have that sort of input? I mean, because I think a lot of filmmakers will say, "This is the script, deal with it." But do you like the fact that your actors can say to you, "I think this could work better," and are you always open to ideas?
I have learned in watching films, reading interviews, studying cinema, that there is not such a concept as the director who instructs people to do whatever they want to do. This is an exotic idea that leads a lot of mediocre director or wannabe director to have this kind of stupid attitude. Filmmaking is a strongly collaborative endeavor, and it must start from the collaboration. If you think of Stanley Kubrick, you will see how many of his famous control freak attitude are fake, and the making of his movies came from very strong collaborations.
I was just to go back on the character Marianne. I mean, was there any particular rock star that you had in mind when you were kind of crafting the role?
We wanted to make a specific creature, which was organic to the movie. Of course, we thought of Chrissy Hynde. Of course, we thought of Roisin Murphy. We thought of Bowie, of course. But we hope that she's one of a kind.
And talking of one of a kind, Ralph Fiennes' dance scene was my favourite scene in the movie. Did you have much input into that, or did you let him do his own thing and kind of, just say to him, right, Ralph, dance?
Well, no. Again, in the script there was this idea that Harry unleashes his own identity in that moment of dance. And Ralph proposed me to hire this very great choreographer called Anne E. to help him sort out the movements. And me, him, and Anne really strongly, side by side, collaborated during the months preceding the shoot in order to create the most realistic and organic expression of movement.
And just finally, next up is Suspiria. Is that right for you?
Yeah.
I was just wondering because I've read that you were kind of hopeful to bring back some of the same members of cast from A Bigger Splash. Just wondering how you were getting on with that.
We'll see. But I love them, all of them, and I would love to work with them and all the rest of my career.
Cool. Well, I'd like to see them on screen again, so fingers crossed. Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time today. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey You Guys!